Hey, good evening, everyone. Come on in, come on down. I am beyond super excited to talk to you today about a designer original, which you are, and want to talk about the dreams. So come on in, everybody. Good to have you on today. As you're coming in, just hit me in the chat. Just say, I'm in, I'm here. That would be fantastic. I'm broadcasting to LinkedIn, YouTube, my personal Facebook page, my business Facebook page, Williams Empowerment Group. And so I'm super glad to have you on tonight. So come on down, everybody. I see some things coming in on the chat, on my phone. Good to have people coming in and noticing that what we're about to do is going to be epic. It'll just be 1 hour in and out, but I promise you, that the time that you spend with me today, particularly if you interact with me through the comment section, you will say, I was glad that I was there. All right. So come on in, everybody. I'm seeing folks drop in here. This is fantastic. Excellent. Excellent. Come on in. Awesome. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you share this broadcast as well? Share this broadcast as well, because I promise you that your friends will be glad you did, and they'll be mad if you don't, because it's going to motivate and encourage you in ways that you haven't even thought of yet. All right. And so we're going to talk about the 8 questions that you must answer for yourself if you're going to manifest your dreams. So come on down, everybody. I know I came in a couple minutes early, but I just couldn't help myself. So I'm here. We're here. So come on in. I see people coming in. Excellent. Wonderful. Wonderful. I hope you have had a fantastic day. And as you're coming in, why don't you check in with me on your Facebook or the LinkedIn page or the YouTube channel, and just let me know where you're coming in from tonight. Would you do that? Do that. Show me what's happening. Good to have you on tonight. Yeah, I did take typing at some point in my life, but I'm trying to figure out how to do it right now to have you here tonight. All right, excellent. Come on in, everybody. Wonderful, wonderful. Excellent, excellent. Come on down. Yes, tonight will be just 1 hour. As a matter of fact, for the next 3 Monday nights, I'm going to be coming to you at 8:15 each evening and sharing some thoughts with you that I believe that'll be transformative in your personal life, your business lives, your spiritual life, your even your romantic life, in your business, in your dreams. It's going to be something, principles that are important for you to go to the next level. Excellent, excellent. Thank you for coming in, and hit me up on the chat section. Let me know you're in the house. All right, just type in, I'm in the house. How about that? Just type in, I'm in the house, right? I'm in the house. Let's see what we got here. Okay. And just checking a few things here. I'm using a new platform, I'm using StreamYard tonight. So we're all going to learn how to do that together. And it'll be all right, as they say. It's going to be all right. Here we go. All right, I'm seeing comments up. Seeing some comments here. Good evening, everybody. Excellent, excellent. Dr. Sanchez, good to have you on tonight. And my son Antonio is in, and Donna's in. Good to have you all on tonight. Excellent. Thanks for being in. Listen, we're going to talk about some things tonight that I believe are going to be life transforming. I don't say that lightly, for I know that if you change the way you think, you change your life. Change your mind, change your life. If you're already taking notes, that'd be a good place to start. If you change your mind, you change your life, right? If you don't like what you see manifesting in your life, I got news for you. Something in your mindset needs to change. And so it's a great opportunity to shift your mind starting this very evening. And so I'm good. I'm so glad to have you all on tonight. I feel like it's a homecoming. Many I know, many I don't know, but I'm so glad to have you on tonight. And I'm really interested in seeing that you go to your next level in life. So we're going to get started. As I promised, we're going 1 hour in and out. And toward the end, in about 40 minutes or so, I'm going to share with you another webinar I'm doing on Saturday, the 23rd, which is going to be powerful, right? Unstoppable motivation. And so please hang with me until the very end. All right, let's go. All right. So the name of this webinar that I'm sharing with you tonight is a designer original. The 8 questions you must answer to manifest your dreams. The 8 questions that you must answer to manifest your dreams. So why don't you do this for me? Just type in the number 8. Just type in the number 8. Type in the number 8. 8 happens to be my favorite number. By the way, the number of new beginnings. And so type that in. Good to have you on, Robert Gross, Brian McManus, my man. We're talking about childhood friends there. He had the second best jumper in the city. I don't know who had the first jumper, but I know I didn't have it. But I'm messing with you, Brian. Good to have you on tonight. Wendy's in. Good to have you. Type in the number 8. All right. So 8 questions you must answer to manifest your dreams. Again, as I started this entire conversation with, if you change your mind, you change your life. So if we ask the right questions, we'll get better answers, right? But if we don't ask the right questions, we're going to get wrong answers. So if you really want to manifest your dreams in life, you got to ask and answer certain questions for yourself. I'm going to give you those 8 questions right up front, and we're going to go through those things piece by piece tonight. You can take a screenshot of it. You can take notes. You can write it down. But I want to make sure you walk away tonight with those 8 questions signed, sealed, and delivered. All right. Glory to God. Listen, one of the things I absolutely, it robs me of my sleep at night is when I think about the untapped potential that is in all of us simply because we have the wrong mindset. We think small, we think contained, we think with limits, right? We think this is how life has to be when you're going through a hard time, rather than realizing that you're going through life or you're going through this season, but you're going to get through this season. Are you hearing me? Sometimes you got to go through to get through. That's good right there. Sometimes you have to go through to get through. Are you hearing me? You got to go through to get through. And some of that are watching right now, I'm sure, in a season in your life in which you are going through something. But just because you're going through doesn't mean you're not going to get to the other side of it, right? But in that process, there are questions you need to ask yourself that are going to keep you motivated and to keep you moving in the right direction. But sometimes you got to go through to get through. Anybody who's been successful, anybody who survived some things, anyone who has been in business, anyone who's been in a covenant relationship, anyone that has lived on this earth long enough, sometimes you got to go through to get through. And so don't get discouraged in that process, or don't let discouragement stop you. But you have to know that if I ask the right questions, I'm going to get the right answers. Right? So let's go. Here we go. Now, on the screen are the 8 questions that we need to ask ourselves tonight. The 8 questions we need to ask ourselves tonight. And in that process, when we ask ourselves these questions, we need to begin to be contemplative about them and think about them if we're going to get our dreams to manifest. Are you hearing me? Right? It's going to take something on our part. Number 1, the first question you should ask yourself is, what is my dream? Now, you could have multiple dreams in multiple areas, right? but just take one area right now and focus on that. What's my dream? What's my desired future reality? That's how we're defining a dream tonight. A desired future reality. What is my desired future reality in my business? From being an individual who's not in business, for instance, but you want to be in business. What does that business look like? What does that income look like? What does the clientele look like? What is the thing when you see it, you're going to say, that is the manifestation of my dream, right? So you got to ask yourself, what's my dream? What's my dream? I've come to appreciate this statement, and that is this. If I want to end my nightmares, I have to start working on my dream, right? If you want to end your nightmare, you have to get a new dream. You have to get a new dream. And I'm talking to somebody tonight. And listen, just because your situation is kind of messed up right now, and it's been messed up for quite some time, and you've been struggling for quite some time, check this out. It doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. But one thing is certain: if you don't start dreaming and working toward your dreams, you're never going to get out of the situation you are presently in. That's just fact. That's just physics. If you don't start making movement in the direction you want to go to, you're going to stay where you are. Even worse, it's going to get quantifiably worse than it is right now, unless you start making some movement. So no matter how discouraged you are, no matter what obstacles you're facing right now, one thing is certain: you can have a dream. And so I want you to develop that dream. Now, what I need you to do for me right now is this. I want you to put in the chat the area that you're working toward. For instance, if it's business, you have a business dream that's really important to you, write the word business. If it's relationship, if it's marriage, type that in, right? If you have a particular dream to have a certain condition of health, write the word health in, right? If it's regarding your family, your children, write that word in, right? Do that for me, right? Because you're not the only person who's going through right now. And sometimes I feel that way. I feel like I'm the only one going through, but that's not true. But I want you to write that down. What is the area in that I need this dream to manifest? What is that area? Is it in your business? It is in your spiritual life, right? Is it in your health? Is it in your family, right? What is it? Don't say world peace, right? If you don't have peace working in your life, forget trying to get world peace happening, right? Let's get this thing to the micro level, make it personal. What's your deal? All right, I'm seeing some things come in here. Donna says business. Robert Gross says legacy. Man, why you got to get deep on us tonight, right? But Robert, do me a favor, break that down a little bit for me. Legacy in what area? Is it for the kids, wife? What are we talking about here? Break that down for me. Brian says health. Who else? All right, I see some other folks coming in. Yeah, type that in. What's the area that right now, if you could say, listen, I need this dream to come to pass tonight, what would that be? What would that be? Right? So the first question we're asking ourselves is what really is my dream? What really is my dream? In 1999, I sat on the couch with my father at my home in Rhode Island, and he and my mother just retired. So I said, Dad, what do you want to do now? Now listen to this. What do you want to do now? And for 45 minutes, he answered the wrong question. He answered the question as if I said, Dad, what do you have to do now? I didn't say what you have to do now. I say, what do you want to do now? And many times when we're dreaming, we really don't access that part in us that we think maybe people won't appreciate it. We feel maybe selfish about it. We feel that we're unworthy. I don't know what the deal was with my father, but for 45 minutes, he could not answer that question. Then finally, he said what he really wanted. Are you hearing me? Right? He said what he really wanted. And many times we don't dream those dreams in 3D and Technicolor. We don't dream in high definition because we're too busy censoring it. I don't have enough support, don't have enough time, don't have enough money, don't have enough energy, don't have enough education. I'm too this, not enough of that. Had too hard of a past. I got a dirty background, criminal record. We do all of these things that begin to strip away the nakedness of the dream itself. And so I want you to think about, what is your dream? Forget what you don't have to make it happen. I'm not asking that question. I'm asking the question, what is the dream? I really want you to think about that. Matter of fact, I want you to think about it so much that it disturbs your sleep. That's what I want. I want you to be thinking about your dream so much you toss and turn at night, that you get up and you start yelling at me because I'm provoking you. I want you to dream the dream. I don't want you to minimize it. I don't want you to shrink it. I don't want you to sanitize it so that it'll fit into somebody else's idea of what you can do or should do. I want you to dream. Dream. Dream like a 2-year-old. Right? Dream. You ask a 2-year-old or 3-year-old, what do you want to be? And they'll tell you what they want to be based upon what they know. They're not going to sit there and say, I don't have $1 million to start their business. I don't have this. They just tell you what they want to do. And many times when you ask a kid that, they tell you 3 or 4 things. Well, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a race car driver. I want to be a master chef. They won't say master, they'll say chef. I want to be a singer. I want to do all those things. I want to own puppies, right? They'll just dream, man. And so I want you to do that. So number 1, what is your dream? What's up? What is going on there? I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. Right? I want to see it. Right? I see business. I see grandkids. Elements of that, right? So this is super important, folks. I know I'm coming at you on a Monday night, and I know you weren't necessarily planning on this, but I want to provoke you. And I want to interrupt your day and get you to start dreaming instead of living kind of 9 to 5 and around the thing. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I want you to start dreaming outside of that. Second decision on the list is the decision. Are you really committed to do whatever it takes? Are you really committed to do whatever it takes? As far as you know, in terms of what it will take to manifest your dream, to become the person you want to become, are you willing and are you committed to doing whatever it takes? A quick story. The late Paul Kitson, Kitson, the late Paul Kitson, who tragically passed away at, I think, age 50, was a professional soccer player. He played for teams in New York. He also played in England. I think Paul was Jamaican by birth, raised in the United Kingdom, and was a brilliant soccer player. I had the opportunity to train with Paul along with 2 other good friends of mine, Francisco Zuniga and Chris McDermott, and we were kids. I stumbled upon Paul warming up for a soccer match one afternoon. I didn't know who he was. He just had a beautiful warm-up suit on. It was Puma. I mean, I've got an Adidas suit on now, but his was Puma, and he let me kick the ball with him a little bit. I didn't know who this man was, but I had favor with him, and he said to me, he said, if you're willing to do whatever I tell you to do, I will train you when I'm not traveling. And Paul kept his word. Are you hearing me? Paul kept his word. And so whenever he wasn't traveling, he would train me. He would work with Francisco as well. He would work with Chris as well. But we were committed to doing whatever Paul said to do. He's the professional. I don't even know what it was going to take to be a professional, but yet he trained me. And I am telling you, and I know that was many, many, many years ago, but those lessons stayed with me. I went from being a nondescript, non-recognized soccer player as a sophomore to an All-American soccer player in 90 days. Are you hearing me? And became a two-time All-American soccer player, a two-time All-State soccer player, a two-time All-New England soccer player, an Adidas International All-American soccer player. Not because I was the best guy on the field, not because I was the fastest guy on the field, but I most certainly was the best coach person on the field. But more importantly, I did what was required of me to be the best person I could be. Are you hearing me? The goal wasn't to be an All-American soccer player. The goal was to be the best soccer player I could be, or the best swimmer I could be, or basketball player I could be. But in this particular case, I did what was required of me, and it was difficult most of the time. So I'm asking you that question right now, and you need to ask yourself, am I willing to do whatever it takes? Right? Notice we're not checking in with your feelings on that decision. It's a conscious, flat-footed, sober, somber decision you need to make. Am I willing? Ask yourself that question. Am I willing to do whatever it takes? Ask yourself that question. I hope the answer is yes. I want you to type in your answer. I want you to type in your answer. Type in your answer. If the answer is yes, type in the word yes, please. If you're willing to do whatever it takes, I want you to type in the word yes. Yes, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Because I'm tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of being in the broke down lane. I'm tired of not really having a future that I can be excited about. I'm tired of going through the motions. If you're tired of all that and you're willing to do whatever it takes, type in the word yes. Right? My friend Brian says, I wasn't willing before, but I'm willing now. That's beautiful, man. That's what happens to all of us. At some point, there should be some change. You follow me? Prophet Joseph Waller is on. Thank you, sir, for being in. Adrian, I see you, girl. I see you. I see you. Right? Right. Third question. Got to ask ourselves, willing to manifest our dreams. What's my step-by-step process to win? What's the process? You may not know the process, but this is a question you got to ask yourself. Now, how do I get from the broke down lane into the high speed lane? How do I get there? How do I get from the junkyard in the broke down yard to the place I need to be? What is it going to take? Right? You need to know there's a process. Right? If you're taking some notes, I want you to write that down. Write down the word process. And even in the notes on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn, wherever you're watching from, I want you to, if you can, get to the comment section and type in the word process. Type in the word process. And do me a favor, do me the honor, if you wouldn't mind sharing this video with people in this live, that I'd be really honored if you would do that. Right? It's a process. There's going to be a process. And Elisa DeKitty's book that's going to be coming out in 2023, and you can tell her I told you so. It's going to be on process. There's always going to be a process. No one gets to the high speed lane, to the penthouse, to the championships, to optimum health, right? To a whole family that's holistic, um, um, without going through a process. There's going to be a process of education, process of changing the way you think. More importantly, the process of becoming who you already are. Come on now, someone needs to write that down. You need to write that down. You can hashtag it if you want to. I am in the process of becoming who I already is. In other words, I'm coming to myself. I'm coming into myself, right? Because you have to become before you can have something, right? You have to become something before you do something. So there's a process. So do you know your step-by-step process? What are the steps I'm going to have to take to operate a successful business, right? What are the steps I'm going to have to take in order to have a healthy, solid family? Like, what is the process I'm going to have to undergo in order, right, to have optimum health? What is the process? Right? If you're not willing to do the process, willing to do whatever it takes, this dream you have will be a nightmare. It will be a nightmare. And most people are living nightmares in the church and outside of the church, living nightmares because they're not willing to do the process. They don't know the process. They thought there wasn't a process. They thought if they could pray, it was just going to happen, right? It just doesn't listen, when you pray, you get wisdom on what to do next, right? When you pray, things just don't happen usually. There's a process. Are you hearing me, right? And so it's super important, family, that you hear your brother tonight, that in order for you to achieve your dreams, you're going to have to get into a process. There's got to be a process, right? And you are the main ingredient in that process, right? Right? All right. So question 1 was, what's your dream? Question 2 is, are you really committed to do whatever it takes? Right? 3, it's under the word details. What's my step-by-step process? Right? That's where counsel comes in. That's where coaching comes in. That's where mentoring comes from. That's where self-study comes from. So you can begin to look at the process. Right? Number 4, the dream team. The dream team. I need somebody to help me be a scribe tonight and just type in those words for me. Number 1, dream. Number 2, decision. Number 3, details. Number 4, dream team. Who do I need and who don't I need on my team? If you're going to get and manifest your dreams, whatever they are, whatever category there is going to require a team. Come on, type in that 4-letter word for me. TEAM, team. Who is your dream team? You may not know them personally. You may not know their name, but you do need to know the categories that need to be a part of your dream team. For instance, if you're going to be in business, you have to have a working relationship with an accountant. That's part of your dream team. Somebody who is aggressive, but they know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing, right? They know what you're doing, right? You need that. Part of your dream team is going to have access to legal counsel, right? Part of your dream team, if talking about business, right? Business mentor, business coaches. You need part of that dream. They've got to be part of your dream team, right? I'm going to do a webinar, I think either a few days from now or next Monday. I'm going to talk about builders and killers, the 10 people that are shaping your destiny. It's powerful. It is absolutely powerful. And part of that is you got to have those coaches. You got to have the mentors in your life, right? That goes for your marriage. That goes for your health. Who's coaching you? Who do you have access to, right? Who do you have access to? I've got certain physical goals because I want to do some kind of competitions down the road, right? And I'm talking to and in relation with R.D. Caldwell Jr. Are you hearing me? Right? Who is Mr. Universe all natural Mr. Universe, right? He's also competed in Mr. Olympia competitions and placed fourth, I think, as his highest. I mean, he's phenomenal, right? But he, he loves me, but he's not in love with me. But he's part of the dream team. And I mean that to say, listen, he knows I'm Bishop, he knows I'm Jeff, he knows I'm an apostle, but he also knows that he is responsible to help me develop and to grow. Nadia Cashew is the same kind of person who's also has her own fitness line and fitness training and coaching, right? When I train with her along with my wife, guess what? They're part of the dream team to help build you and develop you. Who's in your dream team, right? Who are those 5 people that are part of your starting 5? There you go, Bryant, right? Who's part of the starting 5 in your life? You got to have that. Doesn't mean you have them on retainer. Doesn't mean you're paying them necessarily. Doesn't mean that you're talking to them all the time, but you got to have access to them, right? And who is that person, right? Your dream team can't be your bestie all the time. You may have one person on your dream team who's your best friend, but other than that, your BFF is not going to be in your dream team necessarily. Why? Because they are in love with you, right? They're not going to tell you the truth always. They're not going to be in your grill. They're not going to be riding you. They're not going to be pushing you, right? They're letting you get off the hook on some stuff. They're not going to hold you accountable. So your dream team's got to be individuals who are going to help you become the person you say you want to become, right? They gotta that's gotta be it. So you gotta have that. Are you hearing me? Right? Now there are also virtual dream team individuals. I've got YouTube dream team folks, that I listen to every day that speak into my mind, but I don't know them necessarily. Dr. Delator McNeil is part of my dream team, right? Who is my coach, who's my business coach, and thank God a friend as well. But he calls me Dr. Jeff, and he gets in my grill, he gets in my case, right? And he pushes me and he develops me, right? He knows a whole lot of stuff and that I haven't even thought about yet, right? So he's part of my dream team. Who's your dream team, right? Number 5, come on, let's go. Number 5, my time is rolling here. Number 5, drama. What hurdles should you anticipate? The questions to ask yourself: what hurdles should I anticipate? What are the things that I can imagine are going to show up, that are going to be impediments and discouragements and things that are going to cause me to feel like I can't do it, right? Because if you don't anticipate those things, that they possibly could show up, let me rephrase that they will show up, you're going to be discouraged, right? As the saying goes, new levels, new devils, right? But you also get new support as you go higher as well. But the fact of the matter is, there's going to be opposition. There's going to be a Judas to your future, right? There's going to be a Saul in David's life. Are you hearing me? Right? There's going to be a Jezebel in the life of an Elijah, right? There's going to be haters in the situation. There's going to be crabs in the barrel. Sometimes it's going to be in your own bed. Are you hearing me? Right? In your own house, in your own bloodline, people you have helped turn around and oppose you as you go forward. But the fact of the matter is, you need to anticipate that. You need to know that, hey, not everybody's going to be happy for my success. Not everybody's going to understand my success. Not everybody's going to be down with me, so to speak. Are you hearing me? And so that's why it's so important that you and I take a look at what we're talking about so that we don't get discouraged and fall off. Right? Now, again, on a personal tip, this is one area that I was really naive in, very naive in. I just thought more people would be happy for success along the way. I thought everybody who said they loved me actually did love me. I thought everybody who said they're going to be with me forever were going to be with me forever. That was not the case. And to this very day, I have to remind myself that certain relationships are only for certain reasons. Don't think people are going to be down with you in every situation so that you can go to your next level. That's not how that goes. That's not how that happens. Right. So I have to remind myself of that. Otherwise, I spend a lot of time with my feelings hurt, to be quite honest. I spend more time with my feelings hurt than I should. I'm just gonna be honest with you about that. Because I stay amazed. I stay shocked. Right. And so I think it's super important that you know that. What hurdles, right? Is your credit a hurdle in your own mind, right? Is lack of finance a hurdle in your own mind? Lack of support a hurdle in your own mind? Um, is your past in terms of your record, perhaps a criminal record, right? Or bankruptcies or something of that nature, a hindrance, right? You need to know that's going to pop up. Let me see how I can mitigate that, right? And I tell you, and I lie not to you, I will never lie to you. I tell you, if you learn to anticipate, you'll find that there is a way. Again, another story for you. Anytime my daughters call me with a challenge or an issue, my first words out of my mouth is no worries. Why is that? Because if I can get them to cool down, get into a little more peaceful place, creativity opens up, opportunities open up, avenues open up to pivot, to move, to make the right phone calls, to see what's happening. I always say, no worries. You reach out to me with a problem, I'm going to do my best to say no worries. Jesus said it like this. Now, this is not a Bible lesson necessarily, although I think these are biblical principles. Jesus was quick to say, peace. The Bible's replete with examples of the phrase, not the equivalent to no worries, right? Is fear not. And so, family, when it comes to this, you need to know that there's things are going to go down, things are going to happen, right? So you have to look at those things if you're going to really be that designer original. Now, my blue-footed penguin mascot there, I mean, I love this dude, and I really wish I could find one and have one, but that's a real penguin. Um, he's got no worries. We should be like that as well. Let's go further. Number six. Number six. Are you ready? Here we go. Number six. Dollars and cents. What will it cost me? You have to ask yourself that question. Whatever it is, it's probably going to cost you more than you think, but at least start with that question. What is this going to cost me? Right? What's my investment in seeing my dream manifest? What's my investment? There's always going to be an investment. There's always going to be a cost. Many times dollars, but not always dollars. It may cost you sleep. It may cost you friends. It's going to cost you friends. It may cost you certain relationships. It may cost you, you can't be out at a happy hour on Thursday nights from 4 to 6, half price on the wings. You know what I mean? It's going to cost you, right? It may cost you a year of your life where you're not going out and you're focusing on your business. In my devotions this morning, I was saying to myself, I'm going to keep my head down, meaning I'm going to focus on my work, keep my hands up in a posture of praise and gratitude, and keep my knees bent as it relates to prayer, right? And that process is going to cost me to do the things we're doing right now. It costs not only money, but time. I have to put certain things on a back burner in order to do the things that are important to us right now when it comes to family. This is what I'm saying. What will it cost you? Now, not everybody wants to go to the next level, right? You're hearing some of these things and you're saying, well, I'm good where I am. I'm not going to push any further, right? I'm not going to really invest in myself. I'm just, I'm going to kind of go along to get along. I'm just going to keep medicating myself with food, alcohol, and anything else I can find in order to so I can kind of go through the motion. I'm not going to dream and have any expectations. If I don't have expectations, I don't have disappointments. But if you have expectations, you're going to get exactly what you expect, which is nothing. Are you hearing me? Right? But nevertheless, some people may choose to do that. I hope it will not be you. I hope it will not be you. Right? Because you've got not only for yourself, but as one brother said already, Mr. Robert Gross, it's about legacy. Others are watching. You've got to get it together. Number 7, I love this one. Dance. Dance. What ways can you celebrate each milestone? I'm talking about you got to answer these questions, right? So if I accomplish this, how am I going to reward myself for this, whatever I accomplish? It could be something you accomplished in a single day. It could have been you made some progress in some way. How are you going to celebrate that? How are you going to mark that moment? Right? Because psychologically, if you reward yourself for good, positive behavior, your entire system wants to do more of that. Now, if you don't reward yourself and you're making progress, you're not rewarding yourself, you're punishing yourself, you're sacrificing all the time, your system says, why do I want to keep doing this? There's no reward in that. I don't care if you're going to go spend $5.85 on a latte, right? If you're going to get a double foam grande latte with triple cream in it to celebrate, I don't suggest you do that, but you could do that. So how are you going to reward yourself? 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 90 days from now, right? You're making progress toward your dream, right? Learn to treat yourself the way you want to be treated, right? And in so doing, you'll help other people treat you properly as well. All right, you got to dance. We got to dance. And this last one is you have to determination. In other words, what will it take to keep going? What will it take to keep going? Right? That's important to look at. What will it take to keep going? Right? This is something we guys have to look at. Right? Which brings me really to this next part that we're talking about here. Right? We have to determine, how do I stay motivated? Right? How do I stay in the game? How do I stay functioning despite the obstacles, despite the process, despite the setbacks, despite the discouragement, despite the hurdles, despite the fact that I don't have the money necessary to do the thing I need to do right now? How do I keep going? Right? We've got to answer that question. Right? Because, family, this is the deal. Matter of fact, let me show you this next slide. Oh, there we go. Let me show you the next slide. Why did you give up on your dreams? Ask yourself that question. It's not blame game. Now, if you put it on somebody else, you missed the whole question, right? Because somebody broke your heart isn't why you gave up on your dreams. Right? Because someone walked out of your life isn't why you gave up on your dreams. Because you're responsible for your reaction to what anybody does. Right? Even anger is a secondary emotion. People are angry because of something. Right? So you have to ask yourself, why did I quit? Because they quit me. I quit life. I quit living. I quit dreaming because that went down. What? No, that's not how that works, family. Not how it works. I hope this is helpful to somebody. If this is helpful, type in "this is good." If it is, type in "this is good." If you feel it's helpful, would you do that? Type it in. Excellent. Right. So why did you give up on your dreams? Was it fear? Fear of success? Fear of failure? fear of loss of friends, family, relationships. People are going to really want to hang with me. If I really get serious about Jesus, are they going to want to not hang with me? If I really get serious about my business, or my education, or my health, they're going to say it doesn't take all that. I don't know why she's always on these fads. I don't know why she's always on this program. I don't know why, he thinks he's smart now, because he got a degree. He's getting his degree, whatever. But what is it? What do you fear? What is it? What identify it? Was it fear? Was it lack of support? Right? Did you lack of something can hinder you, but it doesn't give you the excuse to quit. You can stop pursuing something. That's not necessarily quitting. You quit when you say I can't because I don't feel X, Y, and Z. That's not what we're talking. That's not what we're talking about here. Right? You don't want to give up on your dreams because of lack of support, because there is support for your dreams. You have the wrong people, the wrong posse. To quote Dr. Del Toro's book, right? Was it lack of knowledge? You just didn't know what you needed to know? What was it? Got to ask yourself those questions. Identify that thing, like for real, right? I want you to type in the chat one of the things that you think may have been the reason why you gave up. You're not going to get a pass because of that, but at least identify it. All right, at least identify it. Right? It was a lack of fear, lack of support, lack of knowledge. Was it lack of resources? I just didn't have a lot. Didn't have what I need. Including money. But how many examples do we have of people who come to this country, particularly the United States of America, with $18 in their pocket and they're worth billions today, right? How many people buy houses with no money? How many people? But we quit because we don't have the resources, right? We do quit because of that. I'm just telling you that that's not a reason. Doesn't give you a pass. Doesn't give me a pass. Was it the lack of time? I just don't have time. Don't have time. Well, interestingly, everybody gets the same amount of time in quotation marks every day. So it's not like you got less time or I got less time or I got more time than you got. No, it's a matter of how I'm prioritizing my time or how you're prioritizing your time, right? We got time to get it together. But again, people give up on the dreams. I don't have enough time for that. So you go back to your 9 to 5 and you go back to whatever you're doing and you go back to, hoping that the doctor's medications will help be okay. So you're not working on your health. You're just kind of letting them medicate you, well, this is the way it is in my marriage. This is the way it is in my family. It's just the way it is in society. Right? I don't have the time. Right? No. That's not how that works. Was it lack of motivation? Or was it lack of motivation, I should say? Motivation can be defined, this is my definition of it, is that which makes you move, right? When a person is motivated, it's because they have something that causes them to be in motion. Despite how they feel, despite the fear, despite the lack of support, despite the lack of knowledge, despite the lack of resources, despite the fact that they don't feel they have the time, when they are motivated, you find a way. I want you to type that in for me right now. Type in the words, I will find a way. Come on, type it in. I will find a way. I'm going to type it in myself. I will find a way. Right? I will find a way. Are you hearing me? I will find a way. I could tell you story after story. And in between each of my stories or breakthroughs in certain areas, there's a whole lot of tears, a whole lot of mountains, and a whole lot of concerns, and a whole lot of fears. Are you hearing me? I'm just being transparent with you, right? I had to admit, even earlier today, in one area, I said I lack courage. I had to own that. I had to say I lack courage, but that doesn't give me a right to quit because I lack courage. Are you following me, right? Because once I tap into the thing that makes me move, I will do it despite a lack of courage. Are you following me? That's why it's so super important. Number 7, and I'm going to tell you about this webinar we're going to do on the 23rd which is a Saturday, on the 23rd of April. But number 7 is question marks. I want you to type in something, if you don't mind sharing it. I want you to type in something. Why did you give up on your dreams? If you don't mind typing that in, type that in. Brian, I gotta come for you on that statement. I gotta come for you, my friend. Friend here, Brian, typed it. I will try and find a way. I just want to help. I want you to remove that 3-letter word out the mix there in terms of try. I want you to move that out of the way. Just rephrase that. I will find a way. I will find. We're not trying anything. We will find a way. Right? You got to lock in. Again, everything in you is saying it hasn't worked in the past. It's a heavy mountain. It's a heavy lift. It's very difficult. Right? I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't even know how to do what I got to do. All of that may be factual right now. But one thing that won't help it is trying. We're not trying. I will find a way. There we go. I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend, for allowing me to just highlight that today, because that's true for all of us, right? True for all of us, right? And when you have your dream team around you, they're going to help correct you, and you'll do the same thing for them, right? They'll do the same thing for them. One of my coaches, business coaches, on a conference call with her and my wife and I, conference call, Danielle Winningham, you may know of her. And I was talking about a very difficult situation that I was facing, and legitimate, bona fide, factual information that really set us back as a family financially, right? Some people didn't do the right thing and really did the wrong thing, to say the least, and hurt. It was personally hurtful, financially difficult. I mean, it was a mess. And I'm telling her about this, and she listened. She listened, and she stopped me, and she said, I don't want you to ever talk about that again. I'm like, what? I'm bearing my heart and my soul. She said, okay, that's fine. Now we're done with that. Why? Because we got to move forward, right? I want you to type it in. Type in what's your deal? What was the thing that, of the 7, maybe of the 6 things? Why did you give up on your dreams? Right? What was it? What was the issue in your mind? Was it lack of money, lack of resources, lack of something, lack of you weren't healthy, so you kind of gave up? The writer, the 20th century writer, Rudyard Kipling. There's a name for you, Rudyard Kipling. said these words, said there are 40 million reasons for failure, but not one single excuse. So there's going to be reasons why we gave up, but they do not excuse us from our present pain, our present nightmare. Are you following me? And I want you to hear me when I tell you this. I want you to go to your next level. I want to help you get to your next level. But you're going to have to trust someone in the process. And I hope you'll trust me to help you get to this next level in your life. And 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 at times it's going to sound and be difficult. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel warm and fuzzy. But you don't need warm and fuzzy as much as you need the right accountability and training and development to go to your next level. All right, let's look at this. This is what I wanted. This is why I wanted you to stay to the end. I wanted to share this with you. Now, if this has been helpful to you so far, I want you to type in just the word yes. If this has been helpful, I want you to type in YES, please. Would you do that? Would you type in yes, please? And let's see here. Type in the word yes here. Let me see if I have that up. Disappeared there. Exit full screen. Type in. I see yes. I see yes coming through. I see yes coming through. Hey, Mom. My mom's on. Hey, Lily Williams. That's my mother right there. Hey, Mom. What's happening? Right. So if you really listen, you cannot give up on your dreams. As I said earlier, if you want to end your nightmare, you have to have a new dream. Are you hearing me? Right? But one of the key things is motivation. How do I find and tap into the thing that's going to keep making me make movement in the right direction, despite how I'm feeling physically, emotionally, financially, relationship, society, community, world affairs, right? What can keep me moving? Let me share with you a few things here. Never quit again. Never quit again. I see you, Lisa. Lisa wrote, to end your nightmare, you need a new dream. You better believe it. Put quotations mark next to that and put my name next to it. If anybody argues with you, tell them to come see me. If you want to end your nightmare, you need a new dream. But once you get that dream, you have to be unstoppable in your motivation. In other words, you have to be able to transverse the difficulties, transverse the challenges, transverse the issues, transverse your own emotions, right? That's not going to be hype. Are you following me? It's not going to just be rah, rah. I feel good today. The sun is shining. I got this. It's going to be raining a lot of the time. It's going to be difficult a lot of the times. You're going to wake up and be achy many times. You're going to look up and your money's not going to be quite right. You're going to look up and people didn't do the right thing. You're going to look up and people didn't buy your thing. They didn't buy your product. They didn't, right? People are going to disappoint you. That's part of the process, but you have to figure out, how do I not quit? Never quit again. I want you to type this in for me. Type this in for me, please. I will never quit again. Type it in. I want everybody who's watching to type it in. If you're watching this live, most certainly type it in. If you're watching the replay of this, type it in. Type it in. I will never quit again. Type it in. Now, what's really important, though, I want you to hear this. There are times when you should walk away from something. That is different than quitting because you got your feelings hurt, because you got knocked down 15 times, You quit when you realize, or you walk away when you realize that I want to do something different, right? That's different than quitting as because I didn't get picked for the team, right? Right? Quitting because somebody walked out of my life. We're not giving up on life because somebody walked away from you. Matter of fact, anyone who left your life, somebody better hear this tonight. Anyone who left your life isn't necessary for your future. Did you hear what I just said? Anyone who left your life is not necessary for your future. You're still going to win. You're still going to make a comeback. You're still going over the top. So, to be unstoppable, let me see who typed in. Let me see who followed directions here. Right? Lisa followed directions. I see Amos followed directions. Good. Like it. Right? All right. So to be unstoppable, to defeat the things that are sabotaging you, right? If you're going to be unstoppable, you have to know the things that are cutting you down on your way, right? I don't know for who this really applies to tonight, but you have to know that what you're doing is the right thing, but there are things that are sabotaging you, and you've got to defeat those things. In this webinar I'm going to do on the 23rd of April, this webinar that I'm going to do on the 23rd of April, you're going to learn how to manage your emotions as it relates to accomplishing your dream. You're going to learn how to manage your emotions in order to accomplish your dream. Many of us are all over the place emotionally. And this is what we say. I'm an emotional person. I get you. I got you. But your emotions cannot dictate your decisions. May I say that again? You cannot allow your emotions to dictate your decisions. Why? Because your emotions will change like the weather. But your destiny is set in the direction of your decisions. Your emotions will change like the weather, but your destiny is decided by your decisions. So I cannot give my destiny over to how I'm feeling on any given day. Are you following me? Right? It makes sense? So we have to learn how to manage our emotions. In this webinar, we'll also discover who you need to succeed. Who do I need in my life in order to succeed? You've got to answer that question. And in this webinar, we're going to talk about who are the people that you need in order to succeed and how to get them on your team. Do you think that'd be helpful? I think that'll be very powerful, actually. We'll also discover in this webinar how to overcome situations and setbacks. How do I turn this setback into a setup? I'm not trying to be cliche-ish or cute when I say that. I'm telling you, how do I turn these lemons into a business? You know what I'm saying? Right? I'm not just gonna make lemonade out of it. How do I turn it into a business? Right? How do I turn this messed up situation into a book? Right? That's a critical element. And if you want to learn how to do that, you need to be part of this webinar that I'm going to do. Also, you'll get clear on what you want and why you want it. I am amazed at the number of people who don't know why they want what they say they want. And when you ask them, what do you really want? They say, I don't know. Right? Right? They don't really know what I kind of want to be in business. What kind of business do you want? Well, I don't really know. See, you got to dial in. So I'm going to show you how to dial in and be specific about not only what you want, but why you want it. Why do you want to be a millionaire? Why do you want to be in business? Why do you want to write a book? Why do you want to be married? Why do you not want to be married? Why, right? Why do you really want to be healthy? We're going to dial deep into those things, and we're going to do that in 3 hours. Are you hearing me? Right? And you'll never quit again. You'll never just throw your hands up and walk away because you're frustrated, mad, or sad. That will never happen again in your entire life if you can lock in these things that are sabotaging you. Right? And so I want you to be part of this. Now, this is how it's going to go. April 23rd, if I've got my dates right. From the hours of 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, going to do a live webinar, and we're going to show you how to manage your emotions, how to discover what you really need to succeed, how to overcome situations and setbacks, and to get clear on what you want and why you want it. Now, again, there's an investment involved here. Don't be mad about that. Y'all are not walking into Walmart talking about, I want it for free. Home Depot, I want it for free. Lowe's, I want it for free. Chick-fil-A, I want it for free. Stop playing. So it's not about the money. It's about what's really important, right? Let's take a look at this. All right. So $70 of your investment. If 70 is tight for you tonight, 2 payments of 35 today and 35 a week from today, automatically will happen. You're in, right? But this is the important element, family. And I just must be absolutely transparent with you on this. I would do this webinar for free. What I gave you tonight can change your life. I don't think you can put a price tag on that, right? But I would do this 3-hour webinar for free. But here's the problem. Unless people pay, they don't pay attention. Unless there's an investment, people will kind of ignore it. Now, if Saturday the 23rd is not a good day for you because of whatever, right? You still need to sign up, pay your investment, and when we do the webinar, we will send it to you. Now, the webinar is different than what I did tonight. In tonight's webinar, I'm talking to you. In the webinar that we're going to do on a Saturday, you'll be able to talk back to me. You got that? If you choose to, right? You'll be on screen if you choose to. You'll have access if you choose to. And so it's going to be interactive. We're going to learn and we're going to grow together. It'll be phenomenal. Listen, my call in life is to help people get unstuck and become unfrustrated and move toward their purpose and their destiny. I have over 1,500 students in paid courses as well as some free courses through my books, videos, and tapes. On one platform alone, I have over 990 students. Are you hearing me? That does not happen because people just like my voice. It's happening because there's information that I'm sharing from life experience as well as other things that are helpful to other people. And that's all I want to do is be helpful to you. So let me help you. All right. Now, you can take your phone out and take a picture, if you will, of these barcodes. It'll take you right to the checkout page. And I want you to do that tonight. I want you to do that now if you can. On the left there in the blue, that's a $70 pay today, right? And the other one is 2 payment option on the right, or my right. Are you following me? Right? And so this is how you do it. Just take out your phone and point it there in terms of your picture, and the barcode comes up, or simply take a picture or type in the bit.ly a line there, and you can register and sign up for this webinar. Again, if you're not available on the 23rd, which is a Saturday, no worries at all. You will get the entire webinar. That evening will be sent out to you, and you can watch it at your leisure. And you can communicate with me via email, and we can go over things if that's necessary for you. But please do not tell me you want to make progress in your life, but you won't invest in your life. You follow me? Right? And so it's going to be powerful. Let me see if I can go back to this other slide here. Yes. So, Unstoppable Motivation webinar, defeat the things that are sabotaging you, learn how to manage your emotions, discover what you need to succeed. Check my time here. Overcome situation setbacks and get clear on what you want and why you want it. All right. That's what we're talking about. bit.ly/unstoppable motivation for one pay, two pay, bit.ly/2 pay unstoppable motivation, all lowercase. Everything is lowercase. That's important for the BIT link to work. All right. How many of you that are watching are going to sign up? Just type in "I'm in" if you're one of those people that are going to be in tonight. Just type in "I'm in." Now, listen, please, you're not hurting my feelings either way in that sense, right? And so, but I want you to do it because you want to do it for you and you need this. I think every one of us needs it personally. So, just for the record, and I want to share it with you. All right, let me see what's happening here. All right. Got it. Got it. All right. So you'll have this. It's up on my LinkedIn page, my YouTube page, my Facebook pages. You can watch this same presentation again, and you can sign up later. But please do not delay. I want you to lock it in so I know how many people are going to come through, and I can be most certainly prepared for you at that time. All right, I'm going to keep it up for 2 more minutes so you can see it, and then we'll be saying goodnight. Okay, one person says, I'm in on Friday. Got it. Make sure you lock the link in. All right. Now, some would say this. Some would say, listen, Jeff, you might call me pastor, you might call me doctor, you might call me bishop, you might call me Jeffrey, whatever you call me. You may say, well, listen, I don't think I really need this. I'm pretty motivated. But my question is, have you achieved your dream yet? Most have not. If you could do it by yourself, you'll be doing it by yourself already. But what I'm sharing with you about accountability, about the team, about coaching and mentoring, family, everybody needs that. The greatest athletes in the world all have coaches. They have a team coach and a personal coach. They have a trainer. They have someone working them out, someone handling their money. So everybody needs somebody. So if you're still stuck on the couch of life, you need this more than you realize. And I want to encourage you to do this so that you don't keep just going around for another year, another month. We're already in the second quarter of this year, and you still haven't followed through on the resolutions you made January 1st. And so this webinar is an opportunity for you to do that. If you're in, I want you to type in "I'm in." Type in "I'm in," right? And so I'm gonna leave it there on that. We'll make sure that this is up and available for everybody. And let me see how I can stop the share for a second. All right. Oh, all right. There we go. All right. All right, folks. Listen, I'm gonna go get dinner and think about a few of these things. Please consider what I'm sharing with you because I want you to succeed more than anything else. More than anything else. And so you do that by these kind of trainings and developments. All right. So listen, have a phenomenal evening. Thank you for giving me a part of your day, part of your evening, in your an hour of your time tonight. I do not take that lightly, and I'm honored that you would jump in and hang out with us for this period of time. All right. My whole deal is to help people achieve their dreams. That's what I do, and that's what I'm about. And I'm willing to help anybody who's willing to make the investment in themselves. All right. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. And I want you to not only enjoy the rest of the evening, but think about the things that we talked about tonight, because that's really going to make the difference, right? It's really going to make a difference. All right. I see so many people come in. It's awesome. I really wish I could just kind of hang out and talk to you about some stuff. Obviously, you're connected with me on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn. Please reach out to me. Let's stay in communication. If you're part of my text group family, you know you're getting all the information that I can share with you. And so I want you to stay connected. All right. Have a great evening, everybody. My time is far gone. Have a great night now. Bye now. Let me type a final bye message. Have a great night. Got it. Bye now. If you want to end your nightmare, you got to have a new dream. Bye now. See you, Mom.